Good morning and welcome to Tyrolit Tool School. Today I will be highlighting 3 different new belt qualities in our range. Good morning and welcome back to Tyrolit Tool School. As I said, today I will highlight 3 new different belt qualities we have in our range. Why will I be focusing on 3 new ones? Because we expanded our range dramatically. It has been enlarged, widened in comparison to what we had previously, and it's not just a little thing. It is tremendous. It is large. It has become a vast range of different qualities. So I wanted to talk about everything we've done. It will take too much time. So we'll focus on 3, and we will do in the future, we'll do more in-depth presentations on the different products we have in that range. So when I say we enlarged, I mean also on what we can do, what is possible now. We can do anything now from a width of 6mm belts. 6 millimeters, all the way down to 4000, which is a 4-meter wide belt. So we do wide belts as well. Then on the length of a belt, anything between 280 millimeters all the way down to 15,000 millimeters. It's a 15-meter belt. It's a long belt. So that's already a big leap forward in what possibilities we have in conversion. So not only that, also what we have on backing material. Backing, I mean the cloth being used to make the belts has been expanded. So I'm gonna throw a lot of information at you, so be ready for that. So the first one is gonna be like, what kind of backings do we have? The first one is a double JJ belt, which means a very flexible backing. Then we go down to a J-weight backing, which is a flexible backing. The next step is a JX backing, which is a medium flexible backing. Next step is going to be an X-weight belt, which is the standard belt quality or backing for normal application. That's what's used for that. Then we go a step further. XY, it's heavier, it's more stable, more rigid, it's becoming more solid. It has more resistance for harder applications. The next step is going to be a Y backing, a polyester backing. And the following step, the last step, is a double Y backing, is a very rigid, heavy duty polyester backing for heavy duty, demanding applications. One example for that would be, for instance, where they make the ship's turbines, the propellers, the big ones. I mean really the big ones. They have machines where belts like that are absolutely required. You need to have that kind of stability for that kind of application. So that's already a vast expansion on the range we have. Then we go down to the different quality of grains that we use. Ceramic, of course. A zirconium, yes, of course. Aluminium oxide, of course. And of course, the last one would be a silicon carbide. So the range has been expanded on that one as well. Not only that, we also have specialty grains in there. Compact grain, I will explain that later on because I have one of those products here. So it has been expanded by a lot. Now, because of that, we also have this new brochure, which is quite good. It gives you a complete overview of all the different qualities we have on our range. I will show you this later on. It is available now to download from our website, and I would absolutely recommend it. It gives you all the information. It's all in there. Every new quality line we have. Then goes further. Doesn't stop there. No, we have now a basic quality, we have a standard quality, and we have a premium quality. So 3 different qualities, where in the past that was not the case. So it has been expanded. Now, to give you a very short overview on the whole thing, we have one slide that we've taken out of the brochure that gives you a quick overview of everything that we have now. And this is going to come up now. If all goes well, there we go. It's popping up now. There we go. This is the overview of everything we have. So you can see the different backings going from JJ, JWeight, JX, X, and so on and so on. It's all there. Then you see also the different grid sizes, grid types that are available combined with different backings. You have the specification numbers that are available, and of course the color refers to a premium, basic, or a standard quality. So as you can see, this is a huge expansion of everything. So at the moment we can, and we do offer now, a full range of possibilities when it comes down to coated belts for the metal industries. So I am quite excited about that. Now, I am fully aware this is a lot of information. So to deal with that properly, we need to introduce that step by step. So this is a first introduction, and of course in the future we will do full-on trainings on the whole range. We probably also will do tool schools specifically on certain topics where we can introduce those qualities. Of course, ideally, we would have some heavy belt sanders behind me or besides me. Unfortunately, in TV studio, we can't do that. We can't bring them over here. We do have them. We do have them. In our test center on the other side, we do have them. But to bring them over here, that is quite difficult, quite impossible. So I will work with this tube sander where I can demonstrate different applications or different qualities that I would like to present to you today. So the first one is called, I'm going to give you the number, the specification, and I will explain that to you. Is called CA, ceramic aluminum oxide, ceramic CA, PD, the P stands for premium, then 97, that's what you can find back in that list. PC stands for polycotton, a polycotton backing. And then after that, it's J. So we have J is the flexibility. It's a flexible belt. So we have CA, PD, 97, PC, J. That's the specification of this belt. And when I mean flexible, this is flexible. You can see that this is really flexible. So a flexible quality with a ceramic grain used for stainless steel, cast iron, for deburring, and a grit range going from 60 to 220. Also on non-ferrous material, this quality can be used. So the grit that I have here available is a 120. What I'm going to try to do with that is put on a finish on this tube and remove the welding seam of the connection on the two bars. There we go. We're going to get a quick view on that one. You see how it looks now. Excuse me. And you will see how it will look afterward. So as I said, tube sander is going to be used on that one, and we're going to go through that. So there we go. I'll turn it a little bit so it's better visible on the camera. There we go. Welding seam is gone. Finish on there. Also, because it contains some cooling elements, it's not overheating, so I'm not burning my finger. I need to be careful because it does get hot, but I'm not burning my fingers. It's not red hot. It doesn't change the color on the stainless steel as well, and it has removed the welding seam on there, and you get a very decent finish on that. So this is basically what this flexible ceramic belt is giving me. Now, where do you have applications for that? That can be a turbine blade. That can be fittings for bathrooms, all that kind of material where you have round shapes, profiles that need to be followed without gouging into that. If I would use a rigid backing like this is a rigid backing. If I would use something like that, then this is going to gouge in. This side will cut in to the radius or the profile of the workpiece. So this is something that you will avoid by using something flexible as this. So anything that has shape, profile, contours, stuff like that, round profiles, a towel rack, where you need to follow that, needs to be finished before chroming. This is a quality that can be used on that. You have stainless steel vessels, pharmaceutical industry, chemical industry. This is something that can be used on that to give a finish and to prepare workpieces like that. So this is the first specification. So we go to number 2. Number 2 is called CPD65PCXY. Explanation: C stands for silicon carbide grain. P stands for premium. 65 you find on the list. PE is a polyester backing, and XY is the rigidity. It's a fairly rigid belt. It's not the most rigid, but it is fairly hard. So it's not just a silicon carbide. No, this belt is a mixture with silicon carbide and cork. I'll let that sink in. Yes, cork. So you can find parts in there with cork. So you have a silicon carbide with cork. Why? Why? What is that cork going to do? The cork is going to give you a mirror aspect. It's going to help getting to mirror finish. This is where it's designed for. What kind of applications? Most of them are going to be centerless. A lot of centerless finishing that can be before chroming, that can be after chroming. So preparation to chroming, where stuff like this is used, because we're talking about a grit range going from 220 all the way up to 1200. So a very, very fine grit size for the preparation of finishing. That can be drums, cylinders, using towards printing industry, to other machines where big cylinders are being used. This is a belt that you're going to find on that kind of applications. Vessels, stainless steel vessels, where also, again, especially on the dishes, you need to get a finish. These are products that are going to be used on something like that. That's where you're going to find. This is a very unique thing. This is not something you'll find in a day-to-day small metalworking shop. It's unusual because you have the equipment to use that. You have centerless machine. This is a big industry belt, which we now have in our range available, going from 220 all the way up to 1200. So this is quite an interesting belt. So in order to show you that belt, I'm gonna be, because we don't have a centerless machine, so I'm gonna try to demonstrate that on the tube sander here. What I do have is a slightly larger tube, stainless steel. The grit size I have is a 400. It's not the finest one. So I have untreated stainless steel pipe. So the 400 will not remove anything. It will starting to give a finish, and it will look much prettier, more shiny than how it is looking now. Look at that surface, and let's see how it goes. Again, this is a belt most of the time for larger machines, and also used most of the time wet with emulsion. As you can see, there's not much removal, but you start to get the finish. The feel on that is very, very smooth. You also can see that it starts to become brighter. In comparison to that section there, this is dull, this is getting much brighter, and this is because of the influence of the cork. So this is something completely new that we have in our range. It's unfamiliar, but I know people that are working in big industries or going to big industries, they're gonna be very excited about that because it's something unique and something interesting to have. So this is the reason why I want to have this one as a highlighted product in our coated range. So what else do we have on that? So there we go. Is a third quality, the third highlight that I wanted to bring to you is called APD 18PEY. So A, aluminum oxide, PD, premium quality, 18, back on that list, PE, polyester backing, Y, a rigid backing, rigid. So there's something else to that. It's also compact. It's a compact grain. What is a compact grain? If I take a normal belt, on a normal belt you have individual grains put on that backing. That's okay, that's normal. So compact grain is not just one individual grain. No, we have one grain and we start bringing the same grit size together around it. It becomes a ball. I can't describe it differently. It really looks like a ball that is put on that backing. So you get much more grain on it. What does that do? What is the consequence of that? Is that you will have about 3 to 5 times the lifetime of a normal belt. Of comparison, this, something like that. Not only that, excuse me, not only that, it also will, with a normal belt, what happens with a normal belt, you start working with it, you get a finish like that, a roughness like this, and that roughness is going to drop down because your grain is getting worn down. The compact, that ball, you start, it stays on the same level until end of lifetime. And it's done, it's done. But your roughness is going to stay the same, or more or less the same, throughout the lifetime of that belt. That's what it does. That's what it gives you. So where are you going to find something like that? Again, we get to applications centerless. Wet or dry, most of the times wet. Where you're going to find something like that, where they're looking for finishing of stainless steel tubes, where they're looking for one specific finish, where at the beginning of the tube, it needs to be the same finish as at the end of the tube. This is a quality that will provide that. This is a principle that will provide that. Also, big cylinders, drums, printing industries, other things where they be using big cylinder, paper industries, paper mills. This is something that's going to come back there as well. Why? Again, because you get that consistent finish throughout the whole lifetime of that belt. And that makes a difference. The grit size that we have goes from 80, 120, 180, 240, 320, 400, 600, 800. It's a wide range that we have available here. Now, to show you that very quickly, how you can see the difference, let me put that all on there. These are both 120 grit size. There you go. So this is a normal 120 grit size. You can see that. This is also a 120, but it doesn't look like that. It's really, you have those balls on there. That's a compact grain, all grit 120 brought together in a ball, and that is put on this backing. So this is the difference, and it's visible. It doesn't look like a 120, but it is a 120. Also on the performance, you will see a bit of a difference, because I want to show you the difference that it's not going to work the same way as that 120 with the ceramic. It's going to be different. The reason why is because of the structure of that grain and how that affects the working with it. There we go. So I'm going to work alongside the weld and on top of the weld. So, we do see differences. Like you do get the finish there of the 120, but to remove the welding is not as aggressive as that sharp ceramic grain. So it takes more time. Also, you can see the dust here. It's a belt that is more designed for wet application than for dry working, as I've just done. But I wanted to show how it works and how the difference is. So what it will supply, what it will deliver is a consistent finish throughout the whole lifetime, which you want if you have long tubes being finished, and also a longer lifetime in comparison of a normal belt with just individual grains on it. So this is the third quality that I want to highlight for you out of our new range, our expanded range of belt qualities. So, as I said, you will have this brochure available with all the information in there. I'm just going to flip through it to give you an idea on how many different products we have. It is substantial. It is substantial. So, and we will help getting through all that to learn the differences between all them. Also, we do provide support also when it comes down to the applications. Like one of the things where people not really thinking about is belt speeds. Depending on kind of work you do, centerless grinding, or if it's contact grinding is you work with the contact wheel onto a workpiece, what kind of material that you work on. According to that, you might have different recommended belt speeds, like that can go from 20 to 37 meters per second. We can help with that. We will help with that. So if there's information like that you would like to have, let us know and we'll help you as good as we can. So that's what we do here at Tyrolit. So this is it. What I wanted to quickly bring to you as a part of the wider expansion on the coated abrasive belt series that we have. Highlight 3 of them, quite unique: compact grain, the cork, the ceramic flexible backing, quite interesting stuff. But it's much more. So thanks for being here. I wish you all a very good day, and till next time at Tyrolit Tool School. Cheers. Bye-bye.